Hello everybody, we are back. I think there was some network failure in my area. So we'll just wait for the others to rejoin.
Everybody please mute your audio. Glenn ने अपने audio mute करा.
Unmute me, please.
Okay.
Done. So we are back. As they say, you have to be prepared for the unexpected. COVID was just an example in our lives, but please remember, expect the unexpected, try to find a solution. And I'm happy that almost 100 of us are already back here and we continue. There's a list of questions coming up and I will take them as they come. Uh, First question, which I think is very current and very, very important. Question is, in these COVID times, my parents are suggesting I should not go outside home to study further. What do you recommend? Now, the first thing that I'd like to recommend is career choices, career decisions are to be taken by the family. You don't go and ask someone outside to guide you on this. I can help you on career choice, whether engineer, whether psychologist, but the family's decision is most important. I know there's been a lot of turmoil across the world. You must be reading about students who are stuck in some parts of the world. You might have heard of somebody in your neighborhood. They reached by the last flight back home. And these things are likely to continue over a period of time. So all I want to say is, if you are getting a seat in a place outside Mumbai, just to take an example, and you're also getting a seat in Mumbai, maybe for the time being, if both the institutions are of a similar quality, I would choose to stay back in Mumbai because being home is one of the most comfortable ways. I know many of you young guys and girls will say that, I don't have enough freedom at home. Possible. But please remember, if you're going to be outside home, you also have a lot of responsibility and work to do yourself. There is no dhobi who will take care of your washing and ironing. There is no mama who will serve you all the delicacies. And there is no bai who will take care of your room and what you make. There is no watchman who will clean up your bike every day. You have to do everything yourself. But it's a wonderful experience living on your own, living in a hostel, learning to be independent. But since the question was specific to COVID, I said, I'm mentioning that be prepared for at least about a year. There will be a lot of uncertainty, a lot of mobility of people. There will be change in the approach to education. A lot of education is becoming digital. It may happen that going ahead, you have college only 3 days a week. Now don't start jumping with joy. The remaining 3 days, you will have enough of digital homework. And therefore, when you go back the next day, you will have to submit all those assignments. So give it a thought. It's a family decision. Please take it up in discussion with your family. I just gave you a broad suggestion. Now I'm seeing certain questions which are related to specializations. For example, somebody is asking, what is BAF? BAF is a course after 12th standard called Bachelor's in Accounting and Finance. Actually, it's BCom Accounting and Finance. But then nowadays we want to always have stylish names. So instead of saying BCom Accounting and Finance, itna kaun bolega? Just say BAF. Somebody say BBI, Bachelor's in Banking and Insurance. All these are bachelor level courses after 12. After you complete these courses, you will do an MBA. Many people are asking me about MBA. MBA is the most popular course at the master's level in India. In fact, MBA is a course that anybody can do. Anybody who is present today, irrespective of your age, irrespective of which specialization you are from. A science student, commerce student, art students can equally compete and get a seat in an MBA program. Therefore, what I'm trying to suggest to you is, if you're looking at MBA as an option, first complete your graduation. You can't do MBA without completing your graduation. If you're a commerce student and don't want to do CA, then I would generally say you must do an MBA because that is your master's level qualification. If you're an art student in psychology and want to do an MBA, good to do MBA in human resource development, that is people development, people management. So doing MBA is a wonderful thing. For MBA, please remember the entrance exam is called CAT, Common Admission Test. You get into IIMs, Indian Institutes of Management. Like IITs are most prestigious for engineering. IIMs are most prestigious for management. These are available to you after graduation once you complete the common admission test, as we call it. Please remember, MBA is available in close to 4,000 institutions all over the country. So you'll have to choose your institution with care. Choose an institution which has been around for at least a couple of years, has had a lot of students, alumni who are working in prestigious companies. They should be either under the local university or under the central government called UGC, University Grants Commission. And then choose your college with care. The institution I belong to, ITM, is 30 years old. So you have to look out for factors like these. The IIMs in India have been around for almost 50 years. Look out for institutions of quality when you do an MBA, because the supply of MBAs today is more than the demand. That means you have to be really doing performance, and then you can get a good job. In MBA program, there is a concept called campus recruitment. यानी कंपनीज आपके कॉलेज में आके आपको नौकरी देंगे. अच्छा लगता है ना सुनने में? You don't have to chase the company will chase you. And therefore, if you do your MBA, do it with a lot of hard work and effort and sincerity. MBA में there are 5-6 streams. The first is called marketing, finance, HR, human resources, IT, information technology. आजकल 3-4 बहुत ही स्पेशलाइजेशन डिमांड में है. वन इज कॉल्ड डिजिटल मार्केटिंग. राइट, आजकल हम लोग ऑनलाइन हर चीज कर लेते हैं. आज कोविड के टाइम में कभी कभी मजबूरी में ऑनलाइन करना पड़ता है, बिकॉज आई नीड टू गेट द स्टफ डिलीवर्ड एट माई हाउस, मॉल्स आर क्लोज. द अदर एरिया इज कॉल्ड सप्लाई चेन मैनेजमेंट. मान लीजिए 5-6 महीने पहले व्हेन यू यूज्ड टू go to the mall so frequently, when you didn't get a product of your choice, you got upset. It's because the supply was not coming properly from the factory to the mall. That entire route is called supply chain management. Another area in great demand is called fintech and all about stock markets, capital markets, shares, vagera vagera. And the last but not the least, which is also becoming very, very important today, is business analytics and data analytics. These are all MBA programs which you can think of after you complete your bachelor's. I have questions related to engineering. Do I do automobile engineering? Do I do mechanical engineering? Should I move on into aerospace engineering? Make up your mind, but please remember, have a plan B. जैसा हम कॉलेज चुनते हैं, डोंट फॉरगेट, कॉलेज भी हमको चुनता है. आई मे नॉट गेट अ सीट इन द कॉलेज ऑफ माई चॉइस, इन द कोर्स ऑफ माई चॉइस. तो व्हाट इज प्लान बी? अगर मुझे ऑटोमोबाइल इंजीनियरिंग नहीं मिला, लेट मी डू से इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स इंजीनियरिंग एंड स्टिल फाइंड अ जॉब इन एन ऑटोमोबाइल कंपनी. आप जानते हैं ना, इन एन ऑटोमोबाइल टुडे देयर आर सो मेनी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक पार्ट्स, देयर आर सो मेनी इलेक्ट्रिकल पार्ट्स. So choose a career where you have a plan B. Today, engineering streams like robotics, instrumentation, technology, nanotechnology, ये सब काफी डिमांड में है, because that's the way the world is going. But even if you do a basic engineering in mechanical or electronics or electrical or civil, if you do the course well, finding a job for you in the area of your choice is not very difficult. So please keep this at the back of your mind, that I need to have a plan B at any given point in time. There are some kids asking about mass media once again. I repeated that there is a course called Bachelor's in Mass Media in Mumbai University. There are also other courses related to mass communication, which is almost similar. You might have heard of an institute which was promoted by the renowned filmmaker. His name is Subhash Ghai. He has promoted an institute called Whistling Woods International, WWI. They have, in collaboration with TISS, TISS, some courses in the field of mass communication, etc. You can also look up ITM, where we are. We also have courses related to mass communication and VFX and things like that, because today we realize mass communication is an area which is developing more and more and more, and it's kind of, a lot of students are interested in that particular area. Somebody wants information about biotechnology. In biotechnology, what happens is you're studying about a combination of biology and technology. That means the use of technology in medical sciences. I'm sure some of you have heard of this word called cloning. If you have not, then please see this movie called Robot, where I make a clone of myself, yani mera hamshakal, mera Xerox, who actually lives, moves, thinks like me. This is an application of biotechnology. You know, genetics. You must be seeing in some of these serials, there is an area called DNA mapping. All this is to do with biotechnology. There are many institutions available all over India. The courses are of 4 years. It's called BTech Biotechnology, after which you can go on to do further research in this area, become a scientist, and you get excellent career options which are available. Coming back to more questions related to engineering, people are talking about robotics. People are talking about becoming a space technologist. I already told you about ISRO, IIST. All these are courses which can lead you to places like these. The starting point could be IISER, which I just mentioned to you. Somebody wants to know, can I do arts after 12th commerce? The good news is yes. You know, the system is very interesting. If you have done 12th science, आगे कुछ भी कर सकते हो. You can do science, you can do commerce, you can do arts. If you've done 12th commerce, you can do commerce, you can do arts. If you've done 12th arts, then you do only arts. So it's interesting. That's the way the courses are conceived. From science, you can go to commerce and arts. From commerce, you can stay in commerce or go to arts. In arts, you stay in arts. But then I've given you so many career options in the art stream that you need not really regret it. And I repeat, today getting a good seat in a good college is more difficult in arts than it is in commerce and science. Can I elaborate about MBA in HR? MBA in HR is MBA related to people management. You know, in a large company, many people are working. Let's say 500 people are working. HR does the job of first hiring them, fixing their salary, taking them on, training them, motivating them, paying their salaries on time, checking if they're actually working. ये नहीं कि सुबह को आए, वीडियो गेम्स खेलते रहे, लंच कर लिया, 2 मूवी देखे, घर चले गए, monitoring their performance. All this is the job of HR. A base in psychology would be very useful. As was introduced, I am a specialist in HR from the Tata Institute of Social Sciences. I took that decision a good 30 years ago, and I'm enjoying myself every minute. It's very challenging because you're dealing with people. And as they rightly say, you cannot predict about people. How people behave, God only knows. And therefore, HR is a very, very challenging field to be in. An area of HR which has assumed a lot of significance in recent times is what is called the entire domain related to training. In training, what happens is you are actually helping people perform better. You're training in skills, you're training in knowledge, you're training in attitude. And a combination of all this will ultimately make you a better performer on the job. In fact, there's a related question that just popped up. Somebody says, is it good to make a career in storytelling? Now, I really don't know what is a career in storytelling. You can be in the field of training and do storytelling. You can be in the field of the entire dimension of motivating and counseling and do storytelling. Or of course, in India, there is a nice option available. You need not do anything. Get on to religion and do storytelling. So that's another option available. I said the last one in fun. There are a lot of people who want to get into storytelling. There are no courses related to storytelling. I think what's important is you develop a base in managing people. You develop a base in human resources, and then you can get into training and perhaps into storytelling. Interesting question. Can someone do architecture after 12th commerce with mathematics? Now, this is an unfortunate truth about the NATA exam. The rules keep changing. Couple of years back, any student who did arts or commerce but had maths could do architecture. Now the current rule is you've got to do science, only then can you do architecture. But I don't want to give you a final answer because these things are very dynamic. Please look up the website of NATA today itself, because the NATA exams are not over. The NATA site will tell you what is the minimum eligibility. Please check it out. In case they insist on science, sorry, you can't do anything. But there's still a very good option for you. Take up a course called BDES, which I already mentioned to you. The Bachelor's in Design is as powerful a course as architect. If you need to know, the only difference between an architect and a design is the architect, if he's working for a firm and is registered with the Council of Architecture, he is allowed to sign those critical documents about the building worthiness. Whereas a design graduate is not allowed to do that because he doesn't come under the Council of Architecture. Otherwise, the courses are similar. You can study architecture and work in design. You can even do design and work in architecture. But the entry points of these are different. BCom with mathematics, design option is easily available, but BCom with mathematics, the architecture option is not available. There are courses related to actuarial sciences. There are some courses I see here also related to, again, banking and insurance. Actuarial sciences is actually based on insurance. Basic graduation in mathematics and statistics will help you tremendously. Otherwise, you can do a BCom and get into actuarial sciences. Actuarial sciences is the application of statistics to various aspects of insurance. I'm sure most boys and girls here know about insurance. You have a car insurance, you have a house insurance, you have a life insurance. In a car insurance, you pay 10,000 rupees a year, and the company says, "Tere car ka accident hua, main 2 lakh tak ka kharcha de dunga." But please remember, accidents are something nobody wants to happen. So you're very careful. Sometimes there's no accident in the whole year. So should you be happy that 10,000 nikal gaya? Or should you be happy that there was no loss to property and to you? So insurance companies work on this prediction model, for which they use this science called actuarial sciences. Please look up the website of Actuarial Society of India. I repeat, Actuarial Society of India. You will get course details. Most of these courses are done after your graduation, but it's better to have a base in statistics and mathematics, which I just told you. Now the question is new courses like sports management. Now there are two aspects to sports management. One is you are a sportsman and you want to get into sports management. Second is you want to get in sports management because you can meet Virat Kohli and Sachin Tendulkar and the likes of that. So first, please decide why you want to do sports management. Sports management is managing the entire schedule of a sportsman. Like, what are the travel schedules for Virat Kohli when he goes for playing all over India, all over the world? What are the advertising campaigns he's with? When does he have a press meeting? When does he have to go for coaching? When does he have to be part of some selection teams? You could do all this without the knowledge of sports. But if you have knowledge of sports, you may even get into discussions on how to make him play better. Now, I know I'm sounding very, very surprising that how can you advise Virat Kohli? But then the point is there is a science in the entire sports. There could be even areas related to sports medicine, physiotherapy. As on today, there are courses available in India. The oldest course is available in a place called Patiala, the National Institute of Sports, NIS Patiala. Second, RGIYD, Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Youth Development, which is in Tamil Nadu, in Sri Perumbudur. Sriperumbudur, unfortunately, was the place where our former Prime Minister was assassinated. That is Sriperumbudur, Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Youth Development. In Mumbai, you have some courses available with the National Institute of Sports Management and the Indian Institute of Sports Management. These are available to you after 12th standard. Please check up the websites, see if those courses interest you. They are courses in management, but they integrate some bit of the sports angle into the whole thing for all the sports enthusiasts. Somebody wants to do aviation. What should I do? Well, aviation is the industry which is maximum hit by COVID. And I think it's likely to suffer for some more time to come. Not that people are going to stop flying and traveling. For aviation, you need to complete your 12th standard with physics, chemistry, maths, which is science. Either you do aeronautical engineering, which is available at the IITs, and then get into what is called training to become a pilot, if you wish. If you don't want to do aeronautical engineering and just want to become a pilot, you can see the website of somebody called DGCA, Directorate General Civil Aviation. Directorate General of Civil Aviation in India, DGCA. The interesting thing about DGCA is after 12, they conduct their own exams on a regular basis and they give you first a trainee pilot license. You start flying with an instructor, you keep flying, then you get a junior pilot license, then you get a commercial pilot license, and it goes on and on and on. Please be prepared to spend in the range of 50 to 60 lakhs if you want to get trained to become a pilot in any of these academies which are available in the country. Just Google for Aviation Academy. You might be shocked at the cost, but remember, once you become a pilot, you really get a huge salary and wonderful allowances. So do give it a thought if you're seriously interested in taking a pilot in aviation, which is what was mentioned over here. Somebody wants to know what is the different career options available in law. So you can get into corporate law where you work in the law department of a company. Say, for example, somebody cheated my company, then the law department has to handle it. Suppose some customer filed a case against us that the quality of the product was not good, the law department has to handle it. The other aspect of law could be criminal law, which is so famous in all the movies you see, but don't think it is so funny or so glamorous as you see in the movies. It's very, very tough life. You could also get into what we call family related law. Unfortunately, there are a lot of cases of litigation related to property. There are family disputes. There are divorces between couples. There are fights for children's custody. All this is under a broad area called family law. This could be another aspect if you want to take up law. So in law, there are 5-6 different streams. Check up what is it that is of greater interest to you and then decide what you want to do. Somebody is asking about courses related to health, wellness, dietitian, nutrition. Yes, you can do it after 12. Doesn't matter whether you do science, commerce, or arts. For girls, there's a wonderful place called SNDT in Mumbai. It has a host of courses related to this area. I said girls because guys are not allowed here, can't help it. Only teachers like me who are guys can go there and teach. Guys are not allowed there as students, so it's only a women's university. The guys can check up other institutions where this is available in case you want to take it up. Somebody wants me to elaborate what is MBA in finance. MBA in finance is all about managing the finances of the organization. I mentioned this already in passing. You could be working in the department which raises finances for the company. Don't think the company owners put all their money into the company. They take bank loans. They take money from the individual people who want to invest in shares. They have to pay taxes to the government. They have to pay salary to employees. They have to pay the suppliers. They have to take care of the entire aspects of GST. Everything comes under the broad domain called finance. So depending on what your interest is, you will do MBA in finance. You can do it only after you complete your BCom or your BMS. These are good options that you could take up. Computer engineering is not a popular profession. I don't think it's right to make a judgment like this. All engineering streams are in demand. The number of jobs available might vary. So what is the solution? Now we are talking about the after impact of COVID. Maybe companies who are going to hire 200 people, 200 engineers, may hire only 80 engineers. How do you ensure you're in the top 80? Work hard, perform well. If the company takes 200 engineers also, if you're in the top 80, you're selected. And if the company takes 80 only, even then you're selected. Please work on your performance. Don't worry about which stream is good and which stream is in demand. Please check whether you are going to be in demand. How will you be in demand? If you have added value to yourself when you studied engineering, when you studied management, if you did good projects, if you took your college life seriously. I'm not saying don't have fun. Enjoy your college life. Be part of extracurriculars. I told you don't become a bookworm. But please remember that it's very, very important to ensure that you are adding value to yourself when you're part of this life journey called college. If you want to do physiotherapy, then NEET is the entrance exam, just like it is for pharmacy and it is for MBBS and for BDS. For the other paramedical, which I told you, like the ones in ITM, you have different entrance tests. Please contact respective institutes. They will give you all the details. Some people want to know a little more about options in computers if they don't want to do engineering. If you don't want to do engineering, you can do BSc in computers. You can do bachelor's in computer applications. These are all 3-year courses. You may check out what are the options available in Mumbai University and other places. Question about careers related to biology. In biology, the best options that will include would be microbiology, genetics. You could look at life sciences. You could look at zoology. All these are areas related to life sciences, which are always going to be in need, in demand. Of course, after biology, if you don't want to study biology, then move on to the MBA, because I told you anybody can qualify onto the MBA route. There is a question here about is diploma in pharmacy available after 10? Yes, it is available. Please Google for diploma in pharmacy and you can move on to that route. I would normally recommend to any child, please do your 12th and then move on the degree route. If you cannot do the degree route after 12, take up a diploma route. If you then think that you're not really able to do all the mugging up and you would prefer the vocational course, then the diploma route is good. It is available to you. Don't worry at all. Nice question. What skills can I add on to myself when I'm locked up at home in the COVID times? There are 2 types of answers for this. One is for the young boys and girls. Please do courses related to communication, personality development, grooming, etiquette, developing your IQ, developing your emotional quotient, developing your listening skills. Do all these areas, which we say is a broad domain called personality development. You could also do short-term courses related to your areas of interest. Suppose you want to get into design and you think you want to get into web design. Do some small course in animation on graphics. You could do a short-term course on cartooning. Choose something which is close to your heart. You want to do BCom, you could perhaps study some software packages related to accounting. You want to get into human resources, you could do a small course related to counseling. This is all broadly to do with students who want to build up careers. I'm sure parents also know that they could do some of these courses, but at the senior level, courses related today to business analytics, data sciences, a lot of courses also going on in the field of hygiene and sanitation, which is going to change the way we live in the next couple of months. That might be useful. Let's remember, if you have the hunger to study, you can do any course of your choice. And today the good news is hundreds of courses are available to you online free. It's because we want you to become a little more self-sufficient. It's actually the story of what is called, we are teaching you how to fish, not giving you fish when you're hungry. When you're hungry, I can give you food, or I can teach you how to earn food. So that's the difference when you add value to yourself, whether it is COVID times or normal times. There are courses related to aerospace, aeronautical. Some of you are putting in the same question about 20 times over. I think you're not listening carefully. I said for aeronautics and aerospace engineering, you will make an effort to get into the IITs. You will also then explore career options in the IIST, in ISRO. If you want to work in the field of space, it's not compulsory that you have to be an aerospace engineer. We need electronics engineers in the space research. We need electrical engineers in the space research. But please remember, if I need 1,000 mechanical engineers in a year to give them jobs in India, because of automobile industry and let us say the heavy engineering industry, I need only about 50 space engineers. I'm just giving you the ratios to give you an idea that the number of seats is also limited and the number of jobs is also limited. So if you're getting into such areas like nanotechnology, aerospace engineering, avionics, the number of jobs are going to be lesser. I spoke about medical lab technology. It's coming again and again. I mentioned to you at ITM, where I come from, we have a BSc MLT, which covers all areas of pathology. It's a 3-year course, which is available, and it is available all over, including Mumbai University and the local universities. Somebody says that they would like to develop a course related to, a career related to psychology. If you do psychology at the graduation, you can further do specialization in areas like clinical psychology, where you're talking about helping people in distress. You're talking about guiding people to cope up with their mental traumas and ailments. Mind you, this is not medicine. This is only counseling. This is therapy. When you do clinical psychology, you will do all this and try to help people in distress who are undergoing depression, anxiety, suicidal tendencies, become alcoholics, become drug addicts. But at some stage you are not able to cope up and they need medical treatment, you will refer them to a psychiatrist. A psychiatrist is a medical doctor. You are not a medical doctor. Please keep this in mind when we're talking about careers related to clinical psychology. You can also move into what is called correctional psychology. You will work in reforming criminals. You will try to help people who are antisocial elements. You will get onto the route of what we call reforming society. Good career. You can also join companies and play the role of industrial psychologist. There is competition. People fight with each other. There is office politics. They get into depression. They don't perform well on the job. All this needs counseling. So if you're moving on the counseling route, you could get into some of these also as an option which is available to you after you do your graduation, and then next you can do your post-graduation. There are questions about what are some authentic sites where you can do some online training. All these online skill acquisition, etc., are available to you in many places. For example, if you look at edX, EDX, look at Khan Academy. I mean, these are just two names. You can also look up LinkedIn. LinkedIn has a lot of courses which are available to you free as well as paid. So many of these options are available to you. They are free courses also. There are paid courses also. Closer home, for a lot of people, if you look at Times of India's flagship brand called Economic Times, they have some courses which are available to you online, which are paid courses as well as free courses. Film industry, theater industry, the good old institutes in India are FTII Pune, the Satyajit Ray Institute of Films in Kolkata. I also told you about Whistling Woods International, which is there by Subhash Ghai. These are institutions where you can do professional courses. If you want to focus on only sound engineering and music and the audio part of it, you can look at institutions like the one promoted by A.R. Rahman, which is available in Chennai, and many such institutions. These are few because the number of people doing these courses are few. If you have a ear for music and you want to develop it as a career beyond your hobby, I'm very happy to hear that. But please don't sacrifice doing a formal education. A formal education degree is your foundation for a lifetime. Now, don't ask me how did Dhoni become world famous without doing graduation. These are all exceptions. We go by the general thumb rules. We don't go by exceptions. And therefore, I repeat, please focus on a situation where you build up a good career foundation for yourself. Then you can go into any area of choice, be it film acting, direction, music, photography, dancing, music, or painting, sketching, designing, anything. Sky is the limit, but have a good foundation, educational qualification for yourself. What after architecture? After B.Arch, which is a 5-year course, to my mind, B.Arch is the toughest course, not even medicine. B.Arch is tougher than medicine. Dar gaye, darna nahi. What I'm saying is after B.Arch, you can start working, or you can do masters in an area of your choice. Let's say you become an architect, B.Arch. You may choose to do your masters in, let's say, urban design or rural design or urban planning or sanitation or landscaping or how to recover the entire environment and see that our environment becomes healthier and healthier. Lots of options available, but first complete your architecture, which is a 5-year course after 12. Mumbai University has a lot of good institutions which you can check up. They are available anyway all over the country. Someone wants to do UPSC or MPSC. What after 10? IAS. Wonderful. IAS is the entry to get into government service. You could become a collector. You could work in the Indian Customs. You could work in the Indian Income Tax Department. You could work in the Indian Forest Service. The starting point is you first need to become a graduate. After 10, 12 years, 2 years, 12th, after that 3 years, 12th. After 12th is your graduation. I would recommend you take subjects like psychology, philosophy, history, because for the civil services preliminary exam, you need to be writing exam papers in all these subjects. If you clear the tough entrance exam, you have a tougher final exam. And if you clear that final exam, you have an interview where they test your personality, your general knowledge, your awareness, your listening skills, your patience, your stress management capacity, all of which I told you, start developing now. Whether you do UPSC or not is not important. The entrance exam for IAS is called the UPSC entrance exam, Union Public Service Commission. The UPSC is also done at the state level. So MPSC is for Maharashtra and the other states will have their own. Just check up the websites which I just told you, and you could well be on the route to become a collector or any such prestigious position in the government through this route which we call IAS. After 10, what you need to do there is, as I said, minimally, you need to start taking up a career till 12, preferably in arts, continue your graduation, preferably in arts, and then go ahead. Nice question. What can I do? What degree can I do after MBA? After MBA, you can do a PhD. You can become a doctor of management, not the medical doctor. Dr. Abdul Kalam was a doctor of physics and sciences. He was not a medical doctor. Dr. Manmohan Singh was a doctor of economics. So you can become a doctorate in an area of your choice after your MBA, which is master's. It's normally a 3-year journey where you do research and then get into becoming a PhD. That is a normal thing to do. That is a formal education. Please note, any one of us who's attending this webinar, irrespective of age, there is no end to the learning process. There's only a fixed deadline for education process. There are age barriers for education. If I am 50 plus, I am told you don't qualify for a seat in our college. But who stops me from learning? Please continue the learning journey. They say learning is from womb to tomb, from the time you were conceived and I was conceived to the time that I am going to pass away from this world. That is called womb to tomb. Don't ever stop learning. If you want get degrees, if you want get certifications, if you want do online courses, but never ever stop learning. Someone wants to become a businessman or an entrepreneur. What should I do? Nice thought. Please do your MBA. It will be very, very useful. Today, in many colleges, you also have an MBA in what is called family managed businesses. You have an MBA in entrepreneurship management. There's a world famous institution in Ahmedabad called EDI, Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India. Of course, all colleges give you courses related to entrepreneurship. As an MBA school, whether you're talking about Mumbai University or ITM or several others which are available in the country, we have courses related to becoming an entrepreneur. I would suggest if you want to become an entrepreneur or a businessman, complete MBA, work for 2-3 years in some company, learn the tips and tricks of success, then launch your own company. Sometimes if you start on your own and you make all the mistakes, it's going to be very expensive for you. Now I know you will wonder, won't it be expensive for the company I joined? But the company is used to this over the last 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. But you are a bacha in business. If you start losing money from the third month, you will get into depression, you will need a counselor. So we often say, do your MBA, join a company, work for some time, learn the secrets, then come back and start your own company. There are many courses available in what is called BVOC, Bachelor's in Vocation. Now BVOC is the same as doing an engineering, except that it is in a certain vocation. BVOC courses are available, let us say, in areas like engineering applications. Like you can do a BVOC course related to design. You can do a BVOC course related to environment protection. These are newer courses which are available to you. For example, look up the website of TISS, tiss.edu, where I was a student 30 years ago. I was then a professor also there. They have a lot of courses in the vocational stream. Check it out. Mumbai University website also has many courses related to the BVOC stream. It is vocational. It is 3 years generally. And at the end of it, if you do well, good chance that you will find a job. Somebody wants me to play astrologer. What are the views of travel and tourism industry in future in view of the COVID situation? Well, a good question, but I don't know if I have a foolproof answer. Travel and tourism industry will take a hit for a minimum of 6 months. I don't visualize anybody who's attending this seminar planning to do an international vacation in October. I don't think so. Which means possibly December. In December, half of the West or the Europe and the America is full of winter. Nobody likes to go at that time. So all I'm saying is international travel and tourism is going to be very slow. Domestic travel and tourism might pick up maybe towards the end of the year. And you may suddenly discover, if the situation there is better, that Kashmir is as beautiful or more beautiful than Switzerland. And you might just about end up discovering that the forts and the palaces you see in Udaipur are far superior to the ones you see in, let's say Europe somewhere. No offense to any country in the world. We are going through tough times because of COVID. There's a lot of unpredictability because no one really knows. As someone said for fun, so many astrologers in the world, but no one predicted COVID. So it's just like that. There is a science to it. There is something we don't understand. There is the power of the Almighty who perhaps is helping us tide this situation. Local travel tourism possibly will pick up. All I'm saying is, if you wanted to do a travel and tourism course now after 12th standard, no harm doing it, because by the time you come into the job market, it will be 3 years. No harm at all. And in 3 years, I'm sure, God willing, things will be better. If you have completed travel and tourism and now you're hoping to find a good job, might be a little difficult. See, if you still have your final exams to write, do well in them so that your performance is good. The company might hire you. A hotel might hire you. A travel company like Thomas Cook might hire you, for example, those kinds of organizations into travel and tourism. But yes, it'll take a little more time. Just as we mentioned somewhere that students and parents, more parents might hesitate to children going outside and studying. Therefore, there itself you see the impact of COVID and impact on the travel industry per se. Well, someone wants me to further play astrologer. They want to know what sector is going to be good in future post-COVID. Well, in my mind, the financial services is going to become stronger because now people are going to be more and more worried about how to keep their money safe, how to invest, how to take care of their insurances, how to save money for a rainy day. So finance and financial services, possibly yes. I don't know if it's more of a intelligent guess, but something like an automobile industry might pick up soon. Increasingly, if you notice, a lot of people might like to travel in the comfort of their own vehicles from a safety perspective. I know everybody can't buy a Mercedes, but maybe you can buy a Maruti. I know everybody can't buy a car, so maybe you can buy a scooter. All these days, maybe you went to Pune by train. Now you might say, why not take the car? I mean, these are just examples. These are just possible situations where, because of the fear, because of the uncertainty, people might like to travel on their own, in which case it will have an automatic positive impact on the automobile industry. Still, as I said, all this is hearsay. But yes, some of these are likely to happen in time to come. The infrastructure industry is already blossoming in the country. The metros, the monorails, the underground rapid transit system, the highways, the flyovers. I'm sure all of this is going to resume back in full gusto, and we're going to see a lot of it happening at this given point in time. What about interior designing? There's one or two smart guys, they put the same question 10 times, hoping that I see it. Don't worry, I'll see it even if you put it one time. Anyway, your choice. Interior designing is another aspect which is very, very important now because it is related to style and fashion. Everybody wants to have beautiful offices, beautiful homes, beautiful clubs, beautiful resorts, beautiful restaurants. First, the civil engineer will take care of the structure. You will see that it is safe. You can't have a beautifully done building which, when it starts raining, starts leaking. So civil engineering first. Then the architect will ensure that all the spaces are well managed, well used, and the building is certified as safe. Then begins the job of the designers, the beautification, the shape of the tables, the chairs, the entrance, the lobby, the chandeliers. All this is interior designing. You can do the BDES course, which I told you, which is available all over, and then choose to do interior designing as a course. Some people do short-term courses called interior decoration. I won't recommend that. Do a complete course in interior designing. Maybe after 10 years of interior designing, you can further study diploma courses in interior decoration. Interior designing means you will decide which are the places where the fans and the AC should be put up so that it looks aesthetically good. Interior decoration means you will decide what should be the color, shape, and design of the fan. So what you're doing is the last mile, the last bit. I would prefer you do the comprehensive interior design course, even if you are interested in interior decoration. Can you give banking exams after graduation without doing BBI courses? Yes. After you do your BBI, you can write the exams of what is called IBPS, Indian Bank Personnel Selection, Indian Bank Personnel Services, and you can apply for a job. There's also a board called Banking Services Recruitment Board. All banks have their own entrance exam. Many colleges also offer training to get jobs into banks. You might have heard of Manipal University in South India, a very big one. ITM University, where I belong to, we also do bank officers training after your graduation. No need of MBA, no need of any course. Just do the training with our institutions and then you can find a job in a bank. So that option is also available to you. Where will I get all the recordings? After this process is over, we will get the recording at our end. We will do the editing at our end, and then they will be available in some public domain, either on LinkedIn or Facebook, You can log in and take it from there. Leave your email IDs with us. If you have not yet given it to us before, we will let you know when this recording goes live. The whole objective of this seminar was to share information. Nothing that I told you was created by me. I have only collected this information because of my interest, because of my passion, because of my experience, and I'm happy sharing it with all of you. But let me assure you, even after the recording goes on, not every one of you is going to be really seeing it, but I hope those who could not attend today will get a chance to see it at some other later point in time. So don't worry about recording. I'm almost getting a feeling that you think this was a nice film which you can see on video later. But yes, the recording will be available. Don't worry yourself. Event management. Event management is also a emerging career. It's related to entirely media and communication. There are very few courses which are related to event management at the MBA level, very few. I would recommend you first complete your bachelor's related to mass media, do a course in master's in mass media. For example, if you heard of MICA, Mudra Institute of Communication in Ahmedabad. There's also Symbiosis Institute of Mass Communication in Pune and Bangalore, SIMC as it is called. Specialize in these areas and then you can think of an option related to event management. I know we see so many events across the globe happening today. It used to be only Oscar awards and Filmfare awards in our days. Today you have something like 50 types of awards. Almost every week there is an award show, there is a film show, there is a fashion show, there is an event launch, there is a music launch. It's a big area today, but take a basic qualification before you get into these areas. Is it good to learn a foreign language in the lockdown? Yes. Provided you decide that you want to study abroad and decide which country you want to study in. Let's say you want to work in Germany, that's your dream because you want to be an automobile engineer and work for Mercedes and BMW. Don't study French, it's meaningless. Study German. Till a few months ago, everybody used to say Mandarin is the language because I want to go to China. I don't know how many of you will still say that. But yeah, if you want to work in China, Mandarin is the language. If you want to work in Europe, Spanish and French will help. Of course, it might be really a good idea to develop your English. No offense to anybody, but I don't know how many of you are good at speaking English. Especially spoken English is necessary in all workspaces, in all offices. Some of you might have a disadvantage कि हिंदी मराठी में पढ़े थे, इंग्लिश बात करते हुए डर लगता है. डर को गोली मारो. मौका मिला, please practice English. Talk English, walk English, write English, speak English, eat English, drink English. Because English is the language of business. So start learning English if at all you want to develop your English as a language. Of course, if you're very good at English, make it better, improve your vocabulary. And of course, if you want a foreign language, choose carefully. A lot of people who are wealthy prefer to go for massage and other relaxation activities. Can I get into this field? Yeah, why not? Actually, not only wealthy people, a lot of sports people want massages because every time they cannot be using a medicine when they get a muscle pull or a spasm or a, something like that when they are playing. Physiotherapy is all about that. It's a wonderful career. If you want to get into the massage part of it, you're talking of a career in what we call luxury. A starting point could be hotel management and then you get into specifics, or you could do nutrition and get into that area. As an area, it's a good area to be in, but professional courses are limited. Take the hotel and tourism route, that might be good. Someone's talking about a career in ethical hacking. Good career. But please remember, ethical hacking. Hacking actually means developing the skill to steal data from the cyber world. Sorry, we use the word steal because you're taking it without my permission. But why we allow it and why it's called ethical is sometimes criminals are using a lot of information and data which the police can use to track them through their websites, through their emails, through their Instagram, through their Facebook. So be careful what you do on social media. You can be tracked. You're being watched. It's fun to put on Facebook, oh, I have fever, and then everybody says, oh my God, take care, COVID test kiya kya, and then you get even more tension. Or you say, I have a toothache, and people give you all kinds of advice, ice cream kha, things like that. But remember, there is a limit to being public on social media. Be careful. Where I was coming from once again is, yes, if you want to look at careers in ethical hacking, it's a wonderful career. Only ensure that today the starting point is degree related to computer sciences. You can do a bachelor's in computer sciences. You can do a BTech in computer engineering and then get onto that route. I had seen one question which I missed earlier is, how do I practice the skills to work in the field of hotel management? First of all, your hotel management course and your culinary skills course has a lot of practicals. You will do a lot of practicals when you're in college. In fact, in cooking, you will do so much of practicals that you don't need to carry your dabba. You will be eating what you cook. So don't worry about that part. First, decide whether you have the interest. Don't do it because you saw some 2 programs of, Master Chef and Pankaj Bahaduria and, somebody, and then you said, I want to do it. Of course, in COVID times, you can do something very, very important. Please contribute to the home management and kitchen management in your own homes. For example, if you want to do hotel management, start folding bed sheets at home every day, because that's also going to be the part of job in housekeeping. And I'm not joking. Don't take this as a joke. Start practicing how to lay the table during lunch or dinner. Learn how to cut vegetables. That is culinary sciences. So maybe you can start the practice for this at home in COVID times. But don't worry, hotel management, culinary sciences are highly practical driven courses. There is absolutely nothing to worry as far as building up these careers, as long as you concentrate on the practicals and do your best when it comes to learning these skills on a day-to-day basis. Somebody wants to do app development. App development is a good area, but there are no courses available as a degree in app development. You will have to end up in a situation where you do your computer courses and then do short-term courses related to app development. I've already said a lot about BMS. There are still questions. Please look up the Mumbai University website, mu.ac.in. You will get all possible information related to BMS. Somebody wants to be a counselor. Nice to hear that. Do your course in psychology at the bachelor's level. Then do your master's perhaps in clinical psychology, counseling psychology, or any such area. Or do a master's in social work related to applied psychology, and then move on to the road to become a counselor. If you want to become a career counselor like I'm doing, you first need to do your master's in some area. I did my master's in the form of an MBA in human resource management. Since counseling was my hobby and passion, I've also integrated it with my career. So I'm not only a counselor, I'm a management educator. I help set up educational institutions all over the country. I train teachers on how to teach in the classroom, and I do career counseling. So I do multiple things, but career counseling as an area starts with having a bachelor's in psychology and then trying to do some more applied study in those areas. I think we are now racing against time because I have another session at 2 o'clock. It's not a COVID holiday for me. We are working back to back. So I'm going to take just 1 or 2 questions. Somebody says they want to do a counseling session with me. As promised, I've already put in my email ID in the chat. If somebody has missed it, I'm punching it now. Just note it down immediately. Prof rssmoney@itm.edu. I'm just putting it there. It's coming to everyone. Prof rssmoney@itm.edu. Send your question. Please give us at least 1 day to respond. Truly, believe it or not, we are actually overworked in this time because I told you I'm in education. We have 16,000 students in my institute and we are taking care of their online classes, online exams, online Viva, teacher training, our meetings, new admissions, job offers for our students who are joining companies. And the work that we're doing is endless. But we'll be happy to help you. But please be a little patient. Once you send the email, we'll positively get back to you. Somebody has been a little persistent wanting to know my mobile number. Please excuse me for now. You have my email ID. I assure you I'll get in touch with you. Once I get in touch with you, you will automatically have my mobile number. I see some of you expressing gratitude for this session. Thank you for that. I'm happy that you at least listened to me when I said develop the attitude of gratitude. And if you're doing it, I'm so happy to hear that from all of you. Feel free to reach out and see how we can help you. Thanks again to the organizing team. There are 2-3 foundations who got into this whole activity, and they wanted to actually do this for all your benefit, and I'm happy to be part of it. I just noticed one person who's raised her hand for a question. We'll try to unmute her. And can we unmute Kalpana Acharya? She wants to ask a question, and coming from a senior person, we would like to honor her request. Kalpana ji, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Professor Mani. Sorry for joining in late because of my sessions. So in this field, when you spoke about counseling and career counseling area, so ITM is offering any courses with regard to this counseling?
No, not not the full-time courses. The nearest one we have is the MBA in Human Resources. But we have a lot of short-term courses of 3 months, 6 months related to counseling and applied psychology. You can reach out to me offline. We'll be happy to connect you.
Perfect.
The 2 other places you should check are TISS, SNDT, and SIES. TISS, SNDT, SIES.
Yes. And anything last, just sorry, the last question is with regard to children with learning disabilities or special needs, I mean, not on the higher scale with a normal IQ and with learning disabilities, is there's any lateral entry that happens into ITM?
Yes, we do. Since you're specifically asking, yes, you can again reach out for me on this. Since we are on a public forum, one thing which I want to say is if there are children who are economically deprived and they need some scholarships to get into admissions in ITM or elsewhere, you can reach out to me offline there also.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
So thank you very much, everybody. And a special thanks to Lata, Pushpa, Vaidehi, and to Venkat for doing all the hard work behind the scenes. For me, it was relatively easy to just come on screen and start talking. So I will hand over back to the organizers for the wrap up.
Yeah, I would request Pushpa to formally confirm the vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everybody, for this wonderful session that we had. I'm sure the students would have got a very good information from you. If anybody would want to reach him directly or indirectly, also can write to us on sampurnasiksha.com, the email that we send to you through Zoom, the Zoom ID, and we'll get in touch with you and sir also. Thanks a lot. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much.
You wanted to say something? I thought you were
Yeah, just for some Marathi students, सरांनी सांगितलं आहे की ज्यांना पण पैशाची प्रॉब्लेम आहे, गायडन्स नाही मिळत आहे बरोबर, तुम्हाला ईमेल आयडी पाठवली आहे चॅटवर, नाहीतर तुमच्याकडे माझा नंबर आहे. आपण सरांकडून जे काय मदत हवी आहे ते आपल्याला भेटेल. तर प्लीज आता होमवर्क करा आपल्यावर की तुम्हाला करायचे काय, मग आम्ही तुम्हाला पुढे गायडन्स देऊ शकणार आणि जे काय करू शकणार ते करणार याची खात्री द्या. थँक्यू.
नक्की काळजी करू नका, काही मदत लागेल आम्ही करूया.
हिंदी में भी और जिसको जिसको मदद चाहिए ईमेल में भेज दो, सर आपको मदद करेंगे. को भी गाइडेंस चाहिए आपको सर भेज देंगे.
I can see Venkat there. Like to say something before we sign off?
Yeah, thank you very much,
That's
Professor.
fine. You're always welcome.
You can hear me, no?
I can. Go ahead.
Yeah. Actually, sitting in Dubai and listening to you and seeing you all Actually, it is a great pleasure for me. And I thank all of you for attending the program, and especially Vaidehi, Lata and Pushpa, who tirelessly worked on compiling and communicating to everybody. And we will have definitely one more program from Professor Mani and many more from Sampurna Shiksha. Do keep in touch with us. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you,
I'm
sir.
excusing myself. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.